was a question from the homework, and you're asked to graph a function in ALEKS. It says be sure to plot all necessary asymptotes. So the first thing we have to do is to find those asymptotes. So when I factor the denominator, I see the vertical asymptotes are where the denominator is 0. So that's x equals -3 and x equals 1. The horizontal asymptotes, since the degree of the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator, y equals 0, or the x-axis, is the horizontal asymptotes. Next, I would find the x and the y-intercepts. When y equals 0, I can easily find that x is also 0, so the x-intercept is 0, 0. The y-intercept, that's when x equals 0, and it turns out that gives me y equals 0 as well. So the x-intercept and the y-intercept are both at the origin. So I'm going to plot the two vertical asymptotes first. X equals -3 and x equals 1. And then I'm going to get the horizontal asymptote, which is the x-axis, y equals 0. I only know one point at the moment, and that is 0 for x and 0 for y. I'm going to enter the function into y equals. I have to have the entire numerator in parentheses, so that's 2x divided by, and I'm just going to put the non-factored form, so x squared plus 2x minus 3. And now I want to tell it to output as a fraction. And that's because I'm going to use the calculator to get points. So math, output as a fraction, I can put that right in y1. Second quit gets me back to the home screen. Zoom 6 will show me what this graph looks like. I can see there's the x equals -3, and here's x equals 1, and I can see the horizontal asymptote. Now, I'm going to need to get at least 3 points on this leftmost version of the graph, 3 or 4 points or more on the middle section, and 3 or 4 points on the rightmost version of the graph. Second table set, and let me make sure that I have this in ask mode. Second table, and I know that the point 0, 0 is on the graph, and I'll get some points in the center. Let's get 1/2. And so I have the point 1/2, -4/7, and let's get 3/4 or 0.75. So that's an exact amount, not an approximation. And then the y value is -8/5. So I'm getting points to the right of 0, 0. Now I'm going to get -1 and -2. So these are just the points in the center. So after I found 3 or 4 points for the center part of the graph, now I'm going to look at the left part of the graph. So x value is to the left of -3. So after I've got points from the leftmost part of the graph, then I'll need to find points from the rightmost part of the graph. Next, I'm going to have to plot all of these points. Use the graph a function tool. Click graph a function, and we'll notice the green check mark, which says I've done it correctly. So don't use the pencil.